Okay. Yesterday we are done with the codons. Now I can ask you the one question. Listen it carefully, understand it, and try to solve it. Just for example, 900 nitrogenous bases are for 300 amino acids. See, you think about that 900 nitrogenous base, which represent 300 amino acids in the particular sequence. Understand this? Now, if 301st code is deleted. I am using the word code, not a codon. 301st nitrogen base is deleted. How many amino acids will be altered? How many amino acids will be altered? Options: 300, 200, 100, and no change. Answer is no change. Wrong. What is the answer? Answer is 200. Because 300 codes are same. So these 300 codes represent 100 amino acids. There is a no change up to 300 code for nitrogenous base. 300 first code is deleted. So next onwards all the triple codes will be altered. In our book, one example is given there: Ram has red cap. One sentence is given there: Ram has red cap. So B is added there. So when you form the 3 words group, so here the sentence is written like this, that we have to add B just before the red word, before the R. We have to add the B. So the code will be there: BREBCA, and P is single. Clear? So wherever on the mRNA strand, wherever you can add any type of the nitrogen base, or when you delete any type of the nitrogen base at any place, next onwards there amino acid sequence and number will be altered. Now the last question. Okay, if I have to form the protein which consists 50 amino acids, I have to form the protein strand which consists 50 amino acids. How many nitrogenous base are present on its mRNA? And how many nitrogen bases are present on its DNA. So the question is this. I have to form amino acids containing protein. How many nitrogen bases are present on mRNA? First question is this. Second is this. How many codons are present on mRNA strand? If you know the answer of this question, then you solve this answer. You solve this question easily. And another point, how many nitrogen bases are present on its DNA? Or you say that it's gene. Actually, gene is transcripted. DNA cannot. DNA is replicated. A small fragment of the DNA, that is gene, it is transcripted. Clear? What is the answer of these questions? Anybody? One is 50 on mRNA. No. You missed one point. That you know it very well, but you connect that point with this. How? Yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. 50 codes, 50 amino acids for that 50 codons. 50 amino acids for that 50 codon. When I am using the word 50 codon word, when I can use that, you have to think about that triplet code. One codon is equal to 3 nitrogen base. One codon or one genetic code. Clear? One codon or one genetic code. One triplet code indicates 3 nitrogen base. But we have to consider the last stop code. Last stop code. We can't consider that. Fine. So here, for formation of the 50 amino acid containing protein, we have 51 codons on the mRNA strand. And 51st code is stop code. So now you multiply with 3. So here 153 nitrogen bases are there on the mRNA strand and 306 nitrogenous bases are present on its DNA. So this 306 nitrogen bases containing DNA strand, which consists the two strands consist 153 nitrogen base in each strand. So out of these two strands, one acts as a template chain and one acts as a coding strand. Okay, that's why here the answer is like this. UAA code is known as Ocre. UAG Amber and UGA Opal. This is the name of this stop code. Codes are also known as termination codon or nonsense codon. So that's why here this sentence is easy to understand. There are total 61 sense codons. Right? There are total 61 sense codons for 20 amino acids. Now here, the another important point which is given there in the textbook. Okay, now this is the very important. Generally, you know that protein synthesis is always start from the start code, that is methionine. Protein synthesis always starts from the AUG. But in some organisms like bacteria, okay, GUG code represent methionine as well as valine. So generally one codon represents only one amino acid. No other codons can represent more than one amino acid. Yes, we say like that. That one codon represents one amino acid only, but some amino acids represent more than one codon, but except methionine and tryptophan. Because methionine and tryptophan represent only one codon. But here, this sentence is given there in the salient features of the codon. Okay? Specific features of the codon in the GUG code statement is given there. Okay? So this GUG represents two amino acids at a one time. It represents methionine as well as it represents valine. Okay? Okay, now you tell me what is the definition of cistron? What is the definition of cistron? The fragment of the DNA which is able to transcriptate and able to form the protein. This is known as cistron. So in eukaryotic cells, monocistronic type of the DNA is there, and in prokaryotic cells, polycistronic type of the DNA is there. Okay? So actually we are not learned with the Le Copperon regulation of gene expression, but if you had learned that Le Copperon, if you had read this, so Le Copperon consists gene Z, Y and A. Gene Z, Y and A represent the particular enzyme to digest the lactose sugar in the E. coli bacteria. So Le Copperon is polycistronic. Le Copperon is polycistronic because three genes simultaneously produce the three enzymes. Gene Y produce the beta-galactosidase, gene Z produce the permease, and gene A produce the transacetylase. Okay, so this E. coli bacteria is belonging to the Monera, prokaryotes. Fine, that's why here polycistronic type of the gene is there. Now, we learn with this central dogma. modified central dogma is this. In majority of the organisms, DNA is replicated. So DNA is converted into DNA, that is not replication of the DNA. In few organisms where RNA acts as a genetic material, so RNA is replicated into RNA, but majority here, the DNA is converted into RNA, that is known as transcription process, but RNA is converted into DNA back, that is reverse transcription, this will occur. But please remember that here protein can never back, no reverse translation occur, because yes, this will happen, this is possible. So if we obtain the protein of any type of the organism, then from the protein we can form the mRNA strand. But problem is there related to genetic cause, degenerative cause. If one amino acid is present on it, so many possibilities are there. We are able to form the mRNA from the protein strand, but so many mRNA strands will be formed there, and it is very difficult to identify that this specific amino acid can represent which type of the codon in the organism. So it is very difficult because so many possibilities came there. Okay? So DNA is converted into RNA, RNA may converted into DNA. Reverse transcription can be discovered by reverse transcription was discovered by the two scientists, Teming and Baltimore. D. Baltimore. These two scientists. You know, no any type of the virus can follow the central dogma, because you know that in the virus, the genetic material is in the form of the RNA. RNA consisting genetic material virus affect the host, and in the host cell it produces its copy, that is ssDNA. So ssRNA is transformed into ssDNA by the reverse transcription process by reverse transcriptase enzyme, and I had told to you that reverse transcriptase enzyme is nothing but the RNA dependent DNA polymerase. And then from the ssRNA, ssDNA is formed, and that is of the virus. So we say that it is the viral ssDNA. Then complementary chain will be formed there. Complementary DNA will be formed there. So we represent the complementary DNA by the cDNA word. Okay, so ssRNA is reverse transcripted into ssDNA. Then on this ssDNA, complementary DNA strand will be formed there. Okay, and this cDNA word, it is given there in the ADA deficiency biotechnology 12th chapter, okay, in the gene therapy, the cDNA what is given there. So complementary strand will be formed there and from the viral dsDNA. And now this viral dsDNA become genetic material in the host cell, and now the host cell perform the activity according to this affected dsDNA. And this actually same procedure occurs inside our body if we are infected with the HIV. So same procedure is copy paste there. Viral dsDNA as a genetic material will be formed there in the host cell. So host cell in our body, that is of the HIV virus, right? That is macrophage. And that's why macrophage form the multiple copies of the HIV. And that's why macrophage is known as HIV factory. HIV factory or multiple copy manufacturing site of the HIV. Right? And afterwards what happened? That these HIV multiple copies are formed there, enter inside the body, blood, fine, circulated throughout the body and affect the so many old cells. And here specifically target cell is helper T cells. And as you know, that this affected cell can now kill the helper T cells. So you know that what is the function of the helper T cell? To help the B cells to produce the antibody to fight against the disease. So helper T cells are killed. As a result, no help to B cells to form the antibody. As a result, immune system will be affected there, immunity power will be down, and person is unable to fight against the particular disease. And so many symptoms are united together, so many diseases simultaneously occur in the body. This is known as syndrome. And that's why we have used the word acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This is acquired by HIV. That's why word is given there. Yes, but if we say that if the mother and father is or are affected, if mother and father is or are affected there, fine, it is inherited one. But at the technology level, we are able to prevent the spread of the HIV infection from affected mother to the developing embryo. At this stage, we have reached there. So if any lady causes HIV infection inside the body, and if she is pregnant, then by giving the proper treatment to the pregnant female, we prevent the HIV infection to the developing embryo. Okay? So this is possible there, but other things are impossible up to right now, because no vaccination, no medicine, no antibiotic treatment is there. But by the gene therapy, you know that if you have learned the gene therapy properly, so if we add the complementary DNA in the body, if we do the bone marrow transplantation, if lymphocytes are modified, then enter or introduce inside the body, but lymphocytes are not immortal. That's why what happened, we have to recurrently introduce the genetically modified lymphocytes in the body again and again. But at the early embryonic stage, if we have the history of the genetic disorder in the parents, then in the early embryonic stage, if we do the gene therapy, we can successfully prevent the genetic disorder in the neonatal membrane. Okay, so this is connected to this. So complementary DNA can be represented as a small cDNA. And please remember that sometimes the question will be asked like that. AIDS is example of feminism. Okay? AIDS is an example of the feminism. HIV is also example of the feminism. Onco, you know that onco word related to cancer, right? Oncogenesis, cancerous cells are formed. So in that also, virus is affected there. Okay, so sometimes the question will be asked like that. Now the translation process in translation process, when amino acid bind with ATP and form amino acid AMP enzyme complex. This is known as activated amino acid. Generally inside our body, amino acid is present in the free form. It is in inactivated state. But when tRNA carry the specific anticodon on its anticodon loop, at that time specific amino acid bind to the ATP molecule and form amino acid AMP enzyme complex, and this is known as activated amino acid. And now this activated specific amino acid can bind on the 3' end of the tRNA strand. So if specific amino acid is attached on the tRNA, this tRNA is known as amino acid tRNA. So please remember that whenever acyl word is used there, amino acid is bound to it. Right? You know that in the translation process, 3 phases are there: initiation, elongation and termination. Initiation phase in that always methionine containing amino acid is attached there, and elongation means one by one the specific codons can be read sequentially by the tRNA. tRNA carry the specific codons according to the codons present on the mRNA strand and elongate the chain of the protein. This procedure is known as elongation process. So for the elongation process, you know that amino acid binds to the another amino acid with the help of the peptide bond. And in this way, so many peptide bonds are joined together and form the polymer of the amino acid. This is known as protein. So, for the elongation, the energy is provided by GTP, not in the form of ATP. Right? And as you know, that after the translation process, primary protein is created. Primary proteins move from the ribosomes towards the Golgi body. Okay? And that's why one sentence is there in the 11th standard that Golgi body are very, very nearer to the endoplasmic reticulum. This is the reason why the Golgi body is very near to it. From RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum, from its ribosome, protein is moved towards the Golgi body, and from other free ribosomes present in the cytoplasm, from that other amino acids are entered inside the Golgi body. But please remember that in Golgi body, the protein molecule, it is entered in the primary form from the cis end. Then highly coiled cistern is there, and in the highly coiled cistern, after entering through the cis end, modification occurs in the protein, and modified protein comes outside from the trans end. And from the trans end, the modified protein or quaternary complex protein, it is now moved in the vesicles. And then these vesicles release the complex protein outside of it in the cytoplasm, and then this complex protein transfers through the plasma membrane and comes outside of the cell and performs the specific function. After translation, mRNA is regenerated. Okay? And if multiple copies are required to form that, mRNA remains in as it is stage and form the again the new and new protein strand up to the required. Okay? On the large ribosomal unit, three sites are there: E, P, and A. E means elimination site or exit site, from where uncharged tRNA is detached from the mRNA strand. P is peptidase site, where the specific amino acids are joined together by the peptide bond and form the polymer of the protein. Okay, and A site, amino acid site, means from where the charged tRNA, means amino acyl tRNA, means specific tRNA carry the specific amino acid and send it towards the mRNA. Okay, so here I can stop now.